There are things, if you do not know, lives cannot be blessed through your hands. Trying in ignorance is a recipe for frustration. That's what many of us are doing. That every time your life does not capture certain results, don't start hunting for answers yet. Go for light, not the coin. Forget about the coin and look for a candle. Forget about the job and look for light. Forget about the courses, look for light. Every time your life is not answering, what you need is access to light. According to scripture, the tithe was supposed to be a mechanism to cater for priesthood. Remember, there was a time when the children of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, are we Bible students, that while they were boiling the meat, they were given the privilege of using a fork to pick without looking. The sin there became when they now started opening the whole pot and they would look for the choice part of the meat and use it, and God said, no, this is not, I gave you the privilege to at least pick something. Now there are all kinds of policies and principles. I'm not going into the legalities of ministries and Christian organizations and all of that, but I can tell you it is because of the annoyance of people from the carelessness, the recklessness, and the misuse of God's money. This is what has led people into this anger that has evolved into this campaign. There are a few people who have intelligently studied, and based on their conclusion they feel this is not needed. But I tell you, the root of most of this tithe problem has come because of a level of integrity that has not been effectively communicated. Are we together? But I submit to you, and as far as it is within the jurisdiction of this spiritual family, I can tell you, be a faithful tither. Tithe is a 10th portion. According to scripture, 1/10. Now I know that a lot of people have taught to bring 50% of your tithe, 80% of your tithe. The Bible does not say that. If God tells you personally, it is a personalized dealing. Don't create a doctrine out of it and punish people. Within the boundary of contentment and vision, 10% of what God's people bring should be sufficient to run the activities of the ministry within the boundary of contentment, vision, and integrity. Based on the experience of veterans who have truly prospered by God, I can tell you, do not stop tithing. If you don't have the revelation, settle down and get the revelation. Don't do it religiously. But as far as this house is concerned, as a ministry, we're a tithing ministry. As an individual, I'm a tithing person, and I can tell you, tithe is not about money. It is called the law of open heavens. Let's bring ye how many? All the tithes into my storehouse. In another series we'll have the time to discuss what storehouse is, because there are 3 platforms that qualify to be called a storehouse. In fact, I think I should just say it in 1 minute. Number 1, a storehouse means your place of primary spiritual nourishment. It qualifies. It is the first biblical platform that is called a storehouse, your place of primary spiritual nourishment. Number 2, a storehouse also refers to any ministry that is committed to the salvation of souls and the transformation of lives. These 2 things must be there. If it is not actively committed to the salvation of souls and the equipping of the saints, it does not qualify to be called a storehouse. It's an uncomfortable truth, but this is the truth. And then number 3, the storehouse can also by extension refer to an individual, a minister who is committed to the salvation of souls and the equipping of the saints. There are conditions where an individual can be regarded as a storehouse. These are the 3. Just take it like this for now. In another series, as God grants us grace, we'll open deeper into this. I just didn't want to leave that gray area. But it says, bring ye all the tithes into my storehouse, that there may be meat in my house, and prove me now herewith saith the Lord. There are 7 prophetic blessings according to scripture here that follow the tither. Number 1, God will open for you the windows of heaven. Number 2, you will pour out a blessing that you will not have room enough for it. Fathers like Kenneth Copeland will call it concepts, insights, and ideas. Next verse, it says, I will rebuke the devourer. The third, the devourer is a waster that comes to bring all kinds of waste on legal basis to your life. Number 4, he says he shall not destroy the fruit of your ground. Your ground is anywhere you plant, can be your business, can be your life. And then number 5, he said neither shall your vine cast its young before its time. Number 6, it says you shall be called, you shall be a delightsome land. Please go to all nations shall call you blessed, verse 12, and ye shall be a delightsome land. When Jesus was rebuking the scribes and the Pharisees for their being hypocritical, he did not negate the subject of tithing. He said you tithe and you do all of these things and you negate the weightier matter. So Jesus identified this as part of the things that the believers should know. Tithe is very important.